What's up guys, and welcome back to another video on the MF Automotive YouTube channel. And the Tesla Model 3 is a vehicle that requires no introduction. There are literally hundreds, if not thousands of videos on the interwebs detailing every inch of this vehicle. In short, it's a smartphone on wheels. And in a world where there is no shortage of electric vehicles on the market, the 3 proves time and time again to be the obvious choice for any new or existing EV consumer. And here's why. A big thank you to my friends over at Select Auto Center located in Toronto, Ontario for giving me the opportunity to review this awesome vehicle. If you guys are in the market for any new or used vehicle, whether that be luxury or mainstream, make sure to check them out. Tesla may not be the pioneer of the electric vehicle, but what they have proved was that an EV didn't have to look or feel boring behind the wheel. They may have only been producing cars for like 12 years at this point, but in that time, they have grown twofold, going from offering a single solitary 2-seater roadster to now offering an entire lineup which seeps into all segments of the automotive space, from pickup trucks to crossovers to sedans, and the 3 here is their entry-level offering. It may not be the best looking or the fastest thing compared to, say, the Model S, but it's aimed towards consumers looking to break into the EV space on somewhat of a budget, and the 3 does just that, all in the name of simplicity. The vehicle featured here is the Standard Plus, and knowing Tesla's need to constantly update their trim nomenclature, the Standard Plus moniker has most likely been phased out for the current model year. Regardless, it featured a rear-wheel drive setup and bumped the range from 354 kilometers to 386 kilometers. It weighed in at just under 1,650 kg and was quoted to hit 62 miles an hour in a mere 5.6 seconds. The exterior of the 3 is exactly what you expect it to be, stylish yet contemporary. It presents a flowing silhouette with just a touch of futurism. The headlights are LED all around and the door handles sit flush with the bodywork. The windshield rakes back and flows into the roof to give you the illusion of a solid piece of glass. The wheels are housed with these aero-covered things which supposedly increase your efficiency, but they are removable if you prefer a more traditional look. The 3 can also double down as a spy vehicle if you just so happen to own a private investigation company, due to the influx of cameras mounted on the inside. No, that last part wasn't really true, but what they really do is aid with the company's autopilot system and of course work with the infamous Sentry mode to keep wannabe onlookers in check. We also have access to not 1, but 2 trunks, or what we call a trunk and a frunk, because firstly, it sits in the front, and then secondly, you put front and trunk together, and yeah, you get the gist here. Anyway, the trunk and the frunk are both operated manually and supported by these gas trucks, the one in the back being especially large and look very heavy duty, as you can see here. However, that's not the only storage space available. If you want to get every little bit of inch available in this vehicle, there is a small compartment cut out beneath the cover. It acts as extra storage space. I do wish the trunk in the M3 was power operated, but I guess they had to reserve some features for the bigger one. Unlike the trunk situation, however, the charge port door is automated and can be opened or closed with the tap on the screen inside. Overall, the 3 is a nicely proportioned vehicle and won't be mistaken for anything other than a Tesla, which is a good thing. Much like the exterior, the interior follows a similar direction as the exterior, and this is where the simplicity really shines through. The vehicle, like I mentioned before, is incredibly intelligent. Just as an example, I was sitting in there pushing buttons as I usually do when I get into a new vehicle to review, and the center console, I couldn't get it closed for whatever reason, and I kept slamming it, and the vehicle actually popped up a message on the screen letting me know to close it softly. So that's actually really cool. I've never actually seen that feature in a vehicle, or there might actually be that feature in a vehicle where it can actually detect whether the center console or one of the storage cubbies is open. So that's actually really cool and gives you an idea of just how smart this vehicle really is. In a normal vehicle, you have the screen, you have the gauge cluster, you have the infotainment display, you have the steering wheel, and you have like a plethora of buttons, but the Model 3 really breaks it down to just the steering wheel and the screen and seats. That's pretty much all you get in there. It's a little nerve-wracking at first, but rest assured, it's actually not any stranger to drive than a traditional setup. The interior may be simple, but the materials found are pretty good for this class of vehicle. The door panels, for instance, are covered in a soft rubber-like material all the way through, followed all the way up to the dash. The door inserts are Alcantara, and the seat armrest is leather, or a cheaper equivalent, I guess. Door poles are stitched, and the door is operated using this button, which means I guess it's electronic. The air vent situation is something I'm not very fond of, and it's not actually very intuitive. It's this thin strip you see running along the top, and it's controlled using the screen. I kind of wish they had physical tabs there so you can do it yourself while you're on the move. But I guess for the sake of style, they kind of made it adjustable through the screen like you find on a Porsche Panamera. Speaking of the screen, it measures 15 inches in diameter and controls virtually every function of the vehicle. There are 2 stalks and a few buttons scattered about to aid with adjustment, but that's pretty much it. I would normally be pretty annoyed with having everything within a screen, but it can be a bit lenient since it presents all the info right in front of you rather than hiding things in different submenus. But still, nothing beats a satisfying click or turn of buttons and knobs. Apart from virtually everything being controlled via the screen, it displays stuff like your speed and your current gear selection as well because, well, we don't have a gauge cluster. You have access to things like vehicle settings, map display, your different camera views, and of course the small gimmicks Tesla likes to throw in as sort of a party trick. Apart from that, it pretty much works like every other system. There is a bit of a learning curve, but it's pretty small. Overall, anyone getting into the M3's interior for the very first time is not likely to be intimidated. What is slightly intimidating though is once you're behind the wheel, and no, it's not the lack of sound, but is rather the regen braking. I believe it was set to normal when I was driving, but it was very abrupt at times, especially if you haven't experienced anything like it before. As soon as you take your foot off the accelerator, it's as if you have pushed the brake pedal quite far in because that's how fast the vehicle stops, and it can be a tad bit annoying, but I guess once you get used to it, you can technically do one pedal driving. But if I was to personally ever switch to an EV vehicle with that feature, I think I would just turn it off to have it kind of act as a normal vehicle would. But guys, that does it for my quick review on this 2019 Tesla Model 3. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below if you would choose the Model 3 or any other electric vehicle on the market. With that, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.